Oh, hey guys. It's been a little bit, you know. It's been a lot of back and forth, working on different things. And you know what? I think it's finally time we just be honest and kind of explain all the different things we've been doing, or cars we've been buying and selling and not actually doing anything with it. So this is what this video is. I don't have a lot to go off of. We're waiting on parts and to buy stuff, and he's waiting to buy some stuff, and then he's waiting to buy some stuff. So we've been doing a little bit of stuff at the shop. Like, we've been building a lot of racking. Like, we still have some more to build. All up there is pretty good, but you know what? Honestly, the heat's up there, so I might go up there and let's have a little chit chat and we'll wait for these guys to show up, which will be a second for you guys, but probably, 6 hours for me. All right, well, it's not really warmed up here yet because heaters got turned on, but let's have this little chat now. I'm gonna be honest. This whole thing started with the BMW, the E46, and I don't know if I took it too far for being the first car, but we definitely spent a lot of money trying to build it and not actually doing anything with it, because I ended up selling stuff to do this or that, and I ended up buying a Corvette. Then I bought some cheap BMWs and did some stupid stuff to them and just beat on them in the parking lot here, and then I ended up selling those. It's been a lot of back and forth, and honestly, everybody in the shop could probably say that I have a problem picking my mind on one thing and just kind of doing it. As you guys can see, because I went from 3 different BMWs I had at one point to a Corvette, and then I sold the Corvette. Now, I sold the Corvette because of money things, with how things are nowadays. And doing this hobby, it's expensive, and a lot of you might know that. It's very expensive and adds up. So to put myself in a better financial state, I had to sell the Corvette. It had to go. I will own another one because that car was amazing, and I do want to do things with the Corvette, but I definitely think maybe like a C7 or a C6 and do a street build on it, like whether it's a Whipple supercharger or a blower or anything. Maybe that's down in the future in my pipeline, but for now, I picked up that BMW. I do have plans with it. I'm not going to go too crazy with the car. I'm thinking about just either doing an inline handbrake or adding the caliper in the rear. I might do just an inline just for now to keep the budget down, because I also want to buy an angle kit and some spare wheels. But the nice thing with BMW is, I go downstairs and maybe come back up, but you can buy a full set of rims for the thing for like $200-400 still. So that's another perk of doing that, because the Corvette, you're thousands of dollars in parts, and then, oh yeah, I need a couple sets of rims. So it gets very expensive. So under here, I do have a full set of BMW rims that bolt right up to my car. I paid $200 for them because one rim is a little messed up and needs some welding, but for a track rim, I don't care if it's not perfectly balanced and everything else. So it is what it is. This car will get done. I promise you it. I'm not doing anything crazy with it other than putting one big turbo on it. I don't like the twin turbo setup. It's a headache, and if I'm on the track and I have to deal with it, probably a nightmare to deal with. So what I see a lot of people do is put a big single on it. So that is what we're doing to this car, guys. We are going to put a big single turbo on it. I'm not going after crazy numbers because I know these motors are notorious to blow up. And I know you guys are going to say that, but these motors are cheap. I'm not spending $12,000 on a motor just to potentially blow it up and break it and destroy things, where I'd rather spend $500 or $300 on a weekend, buy a motor from the scrapyard, throw it in, and I'm back on the track. There is some stuff we got to do to it. Obviously, I want to do the brakes to it. I need to put a new clutch in it. I know it has a new clutch from the stock in it because I put a new one in. I got a spare one. But the pressure plate, the dual plate, I want to go to it just regular style because I know these are notorious to blow up, apparently, from what I've been told. So I will do that. I will put seats in it. I may do some body work to it, but honestly, this is just strictly to try drifting and see if I even enjoy it and I can do it, and see if that's something I want to pursue. If not, because I didn't go too far with the car yet, I didn't put a cage in, I'm not going to put a cage in it yet and do all this fancy stuff to it. If I decide I don't like drifting and I want to do grip racing, it's very easy to do that. It's still a stock motor, stock trans, so I'm still in the stock class, other than the fact that I have a modified turbo, but the car already came boosted, so I'm not adding boost to it. It was already like that. So that's kind of where we're at with that car. So that's where it is for me, honestly. It was a lot of money just going back and forth and just changing my mind on it, because honestly, when you spend $20,000 on a car or more or even less, and then you start spending money on motors, transmissions, grip kits and angle kits and everything else, it adds up. And unfortunately, nowadays, unless you make a shit ton of money, it is very hard to financially spend that kind of money on a car and not give a shit. You know, I looked at the point of the Corvette, for example. You know, I got a good deal on the Corvette from a friend, and all the parts were pretty cheap for me because of the connection I had. But if I take it to a car event and I crash into a wall, you know, it's $1,000 for a fender. It's $1,000 for a headlight. And at that point, it's just not reasonably... It just doesn't make sense, because I'm not financially set up to be spending $4,000 a weekend just to burn tires and smash a car up. So until I'm at that point, budget car. And the other reason why I'm pushing to do it, which once Riley's here, I'm going to get him to explain this car, because he does have a purpose with it, and he's probably going to try drifting, and I'm going to get him to explain that to you guys, and maybe even tell you what he's doing to the car next, because hopefully we'll do a video on it, and maybe we'll do a breakdown of what we actually did to the car and actually show you guys what we did to it, because we haven't even really shown that yet. And then the next person would be Jesse, who has the 300, who hasn't really touched it a lot, because I think he's in a state where he doesn't really know what he wants to do with the car. You know, he's got the motor, he's got the trans, it's in the car. Now there are some issues, and we got to do some stuff to it to get it to run. The interior is pretty much mint though. Like, the interior is there, it just needs to be cleaned up. The seat needs to be fixed a little bit, but other than that, it's not bad. Unfortunately, we don't know a lot about these motors and trans and electrical in these cars, and it's not really complete. So we have to dig through the whole car and connect stuff and test stuff and see why this isn't working. Like right now, it tries cranking, but it doesn't try to start. Either the starter's seized or it needs to be replaced. Or there's a relay that's just not allowing anything to happen, which we don't know, because we know nothing about these cars. And that is the unfortunate part about that. And I think maybe that's where we're on a roadblock with it, because honestly, it's hard working on something you have know anything about, right? So if he comes tonight, maybe we'll get him to explain what he's doing with the car and see if there's even maybe some videos we can make on the car just to create content, because we do want to get consistent on it. At least maybe once every 2 weeks or once a week would be nice. But other than that, like right now, we're just cleaning the shop. So we're going to keep going with that. And if these guys show up, maybe we'll go into some details about their builds and then kind of go from there. Okay, Riley. So now that you've fumed up our work area here, why don't you tell the people what you're doing to this piece of shit soon?
Breaking it. I'm gonna crash it.
Well, I meant like what parts you're gonna do next, or like I don't know. What else you got to do for this?
Well,
because they haven't really seen it yet. You gotta remember that.
So we're gonna be doing full tube chassis.
Okay, here we go.
No,
I've already told them that I was too broke to basically finish all my builds. That's why I kept selling everything. And this guy's like, "Oh, I'm gonna do a full tube chassis here."
No, dude, I got steel wheels. That's like the last thing I'm gonna be doing. I would maybe like some new wheels and brakes soon. FDF Fab front kit. Maybe dual caliper, nice little in there, and then try and skid it around. And then embarrass myself on the skid pad. Tried tandem drifting with that fucking shit can over there.
Mm-hmm.
He actually owes me a ding. I dented the fuck out of his
yeah. They made it known to Riley that either this door or that door, I'm just going to basically T-bone him. You know, he's going to go enter, and I'm not even going to enter. I'm just going to go fucking straight into him. Just for payback for him throwing a piece of wood at my car, so.
It's like that first turn when you're playing Forza.
Oh, yeah. Everyone just straight into you.
Oh,
We'll see. It'll be coming soon. Few
Soon
months
enough.
for me,
Are
probably.
you actually gonna do a video on any of your car or no?
Depends if he's here or not. Too scared to film myself.
We're all a little camera shy, especially this guy over here.
I'm usually the one behind the camera.
Yeah.
He lies. He
full-time film.
never pulls his phone out to record anything. That's why you guys
No.
miss everything in the shop, because somebody doesn't pull his phone out.
You're right. It's all my fault.
Well, speaking of your fault, why don't you tell him about your piece of shit that you never work on? Now you can talk, because now the camera's going again. So you're good.
Oh.
Now you can tell him about your paperweight.
It's my Nissan Paperweight. It doesn't run. It doesn't move. Probably will blow up. And then I'll probably sell it.
Well, to blow it up, you got to get it running. So
No, the first time it fires up, it's going to blow up.
why don't you show them what you've done to it so far?
Ugh. Not much, really. And then
Other than sanding it down, priming it, and then letting it sit there and get dirty again.
It's been sanding, priming, pulled the interior, fixed all of it, put it back together.
Patch the floor.
Yeah, it had about the base of a coffee cup, hole in the bottom, because Quebec
Okay.
car.
It's okay. You definitely got video footage of that too.
Yeah,
Joking.
Totally.
Ignore that, guys. We're working, so we're throwing it all over here. We're gonna clean that up before we go today.
Who actually closed the hood?
That might have been me, actually. I might have sat on your car. Cool, good. This guy's just throwing shit at me.
What's it got? Nothing.
As long as hood pops.
The hood release works. That's about it.
Wow.
It's
Wow.
beautiful.
I think you're missing some things in there, dude.
As long as you just don't look at it, it's perfect.
Sorry to interrupt. If any of you guys want to buy these Ford Focus wheels, they are for sale.
Oh, yeah, Ford Focus.
They're not mine, they're Matt's.
They're Sam's.
Oh, yeah. That would make sense.
They're in great condition. 215, 55, 16. Like, subscribe, share this video, and we'll enter you in a raffle to win these tires. There you go.
That'd be hilarious.
Worst raffle you could ever
But
do.
you got to pay the shipping if you're further than like 25 kilometers away.
If you're further than Toronto, you got to pay for it.
Oh,
But-
that's a bad raffle. How many tickets?
I mean, it'd be good for somebody that has a Ford Focus, though.
But actually, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
It's got some.
It's got like 2 seasons on the tires, okay?
What's the full pattern? Oh no, this is like a 5
It's
5
by
120 or something.
I don't know. I just told her I'll sell them for her, that's all.
I say we should just burn them off.
Somebody's got a Facebook Marketplace problem, and that's who has to sell them. But anyway, other than that, why don't you like actually tell them like what you have left to do and
It's been
what you're
it's
actually gonna
been
do in the
sitting
next
so
like month
long,
or two?
I don't even remember. That's the problem. Basically, where the fuck did that come from? I have no idea what it is.
Well, I mean,
It has a rat in there now.
why don't we do this? Why don't we do this?
Okay,
Let's
okay.
promise the 30 people that watch my videos that you will actually have a video of you trying to get this thing to start and run
Within the year?
within 3 months.
Okay. I promise the 30 people that it will attempt to run in the next 3 months. That's about it.
That's some good stuff. Brought back to me by my best friend from Costa Rica on our trip. So he actually smuggled this in his suitcase for me, and it actually lasted and didn't blow up on all his clothes, which would have been actually funnier than me drinking them. No.
Yep, empty the
Yeah.
bar fridge before you leave.
Yeah. I didn't do that.
Travel trip.
I'm the one that drinks, and I didn't even do that, but he did, which is funny because he doesn't drink at all.
That's
But-
what friends do.
Yeah. But anyway, so Riley's gonna post some video next. Hopefully.
You're gonna post a video of me,
Yes, I'll post it. Well, it's all of
Collaborating.
us. Anyway, so
It's a group
maybe
effort.
some drift stuff, maybe some
maybe.
tune stuff.
Well, we gotta get the cars running first. So
Mine's running.
Okay, Riley's runs. Yours kind
Yours
of
runs.
Mine.
He
It's
did
here.
kind of single yo by saying that, didn't he?
Yeah.
yeah, so the next video is actually probably gonna be Jesse at least working on his car, whether we troubleshoot and try to get it started or finish his, piping or anything like that. And then maybe we'll do some brakes and little stuff on this and get it idling good. And then whenever I order parts and actually cough up some real money, I can put a turbo kit on my car. But other than that,
You want to turbo on this?
yeah, so apparently like and subscribe, and you get entered in a raffle for some Ford Focus wheels. So fun times. But we'll be posting soon, right, Jesse?
gonna go with that.
Next week.
I guess.
Okay, there you go. Next week, there'll be a video on his car.
What
So
we're gonna
like and
do, I
subscribe.
don't know. Haven't thought that far through yet.
Well, let's just get it turning over. So that's one thing. Anyway,
I
see you guys
can go
later.
with it.